Hello students, I am Mr. M.H. Mota, Assistant Professor, Sharad Institute of Technology, College of Engineering. This session is on water treatment plant. The outcome of this session. At the end of this session, you will be able to understand and explain various processes used in conventional water treatment plant with their significances. Why at all we need to install the water treatment plants? The different purposes of water treatment plant are to remove color, dissolved gases and murkiness of water, to remove objectionable taste and odor of untreated or raw water which has been lifted from the source, to remove disease producing microorganisms which are present in raw water so that water is safe for drinking, to remove hardness if present in excess amount, to make it suitable for wide varieties of industrial purposes such as steam generation, brewing, dyeing, etc. Conventional water treatment plants. So to achieve all these things, the conventional water treatment plants are useful. Those plants consist of intake structures, rising main, aeration, coagulant mixing, flash mixing, slow mixer, rapid sand filter, disinfection, underground and overhead reservoir, and at the end the distribution system. We'll try to understand the significance or purpose of each in brief. So intake structure. Intake are the structures used for admitting water from the surface sources like river, reservoirs, lake or canals. It is a masonry or concrete structure with an aim to provide relatively clean water and conveying for further treatments. These are the pictures of intake structures. These are installed in the body of source itself. This consists of the circular units conventionally, which even consist number of pumps to lift the water. In such case, the same is even known as jack well. From this, the water is pumped and then it has been entering into the rising main, which is a pipe for the conveyance of water, which is next part of our conventional water treatment plant. So rising main. Water needs to be transferred from the source or intake to the water treatment plant. It is possible by using the closed conduits or pipes which are called as an rising main, as it follows the rising gradient. These pipes are generally of larger diameters. They carry the water under very high pressure, and for that they must be watertight in nature. Next is aeration. Aeration is nothing but addition of air or oxygen in particular to achieve certain purposes. This is adopted to remove the objectionable taste and odor and also to remove the dissolved gases such as carbon dioxide, hydrogen sulfide, etc. The iron and manganese present in water are also oxidized because of the addition of oxygen. It also kills the bacteria present in the water up to a small extent. Sometimes it is also helpful in dissolving the chemicals like chlorine, particularly in liquid or powdery form in case of pre-chlorination process. Still, the major purpose is to add the oxygen. Next is flash mixer or rapid mixer. The main purpose of the flash mixing is to mix the chemicals with water, particularly alum solution, which is used as flocculant. These are used to improve the characteristics of the suspended or collider particles to get settled. Clariflocculation. Clariflocculation is a combination of two different processes, a clarification and flocculation. Flocculation is nothing but the slow mixing and clarification is nothing but the sedimentation. The purpose of sedimentation is to remove the suspended impurities. With the help of sedimentation, silt, sand along with very fine suspended particles and bacteria up to small extent can be removed. This is a cross section of clariflocculator which consists two parts. From bottom the water enters into an internal circular well in which the alum mixed water is slowly once again stirred so that there is an achievement of better removal of the suspended or fine particles. The actual sedimentation takes place into an outer part which is called as an clarification or clarifier. Rapid sand filter. Filtration forms the most important stage in the purification of water. It removes very fine suspended impurities and colloidal impurities that may have escaped from the sedimentation tank. This even is called as an polishing stage of the water treatment. It removes almost all sort of dirt that has been remained into the water and make water fit from drinking. As these impurities have been removed, the water is easy for the disinfection. Generally, the colloidal particles or fine particles, if they remain into the water, they acts like a shelter for the bacteria and which may remain in it and may be the major cause in case of deterioration of the health of consumer. In addition to this, the microorganisms are also removed by a certain extent, but that is very low in most of the cases. This is the cross section of the rapid sand filter, which consists of a filtering medium in the form of filter sand. This sand is of specific nature, of specific gradation. These filter mediums are rested on the bed of gravel, below which the collection of the filtered water takes place through a set of perforated laterals and manifold. Manifold is a large pipe which conveys this filtered water for the next purpose, that is disinfection. This particular filter is very popular in most of the developing countries. These rapid sand filters have been modified up to a considerable extent too. Those has been modified in the range of or as the multimedia filters, where the rate of filtration is quite high as compared to the conventional rapid sand filters which are used in developing countries like India. These rapid sand filters needs to be cleaned almost every day. Next is disinfection. Disinfection is a process of killing the microorganisms present in the water. It is carried out to eliminate or reduce to safe minimum limit the remaining microorganisms and to prevent the contamination of water during its transit from the treatment plant to the place of consumption. This is generally been achieved in most of the countries by using the disinfectant. Chlorine is a most common disinfectant used in worldwide scenario. This particular chlorine can be added in the form of liquid, in the form of gas, or sometimes even in the form of powder. This particular thing is very much useful to disinfect or to kill every microorganism that is present in water. A certain additional amount of chlorine is always added in the form of residual chlorine so that it will be remain present into the water, and in case of addition of any further contaminants because of certain reason like leakage through the pipes or entry of unexpected water because of the intermittent system and difference in pressure, this particular residual chlorine present kills the bacteria which have been entered. But one must know that this particular disinfectant process has now been showing certain disadvantages too. The long-term use of a high dose of disinfectant like chlorine is resulting in the carcinogenic effects, or it is causing the cancer for majority of the consumers. Next is underground reservoir and overhead reservoir. These are the different storage tanks provided. Name itself suggests that these reservoirs can be placed underground and overhead. The main purpose of these reservoir or storage tank is to store the treated water. Underground reservoir stores the disinfected water for a certain duration. This particular duration is also helpful for providing a certain reaction time to the disinfectant which has been added for killing the microorganism. After that, the water is lifted and stored into the overhead reservoir which stores it and releases it as per the need. The major task is to store this treated water which needs to be released as per the need. Generally what happens is that in a developing countries we are still using the intermittent supply of water. It means that we are not supplying the water on the basis of 24 hours. We generally supply the water for a limited duration in a day, and the water need is even not constant. In the morning and in the evening the water demand is very high. On other hand, in the latter part of the day or in night the demand is very less, because of which the water is not consumed on a constant rate. On other hand, the water is treated on a very constant rate for the duration of 24 hours in the different unit processes we have discussed. So we need that particular tank to store the water which has been excessively either treated or excessively demand as per the need of the society to which it is served. And last is distribution network. Distribution network consists of the network of pipes to supply the water to the consumer. This particular network of pipe consists of different pipes of different diameters. These pipes are essentially conveying the water from the different storage tanks to the consumer as such. This particular distribution network consists of not only pipes but different service reservoirs, different valves to control the particular flow of the water as such. So this is it for this session. Let's meet in next session to learn more. Thank you for having me, and don't forget to like, comment and subscribe.